What's up everybody, and welcome back to another week of Fallout 4 Mods Weekly. This was a relatively interesting week for mods. We got a lot of smaller mods that are really cool, so you'll see a lot of these are going to be like a brief 30-second, it does this, it's really simple, you should download it. But a few of the mods we did get this week have been a little bit more expansive and some serious armors and weapons. So pretty good week, gotta say, definitely one of the better ones in the past month or so. I also do want to ask you guys to consider subscribing if you do enjoy the content, but with that, let's get right into it. The first mod I think you guys should check out this week is the Panzerhund. Yes, my German accent is phenomenal. Basically, what this mod adds in is the Wolfenstein-inspired Panzerhund, obviously being from the Wolfenstein games. It is a brand new dog companion. In this particular video, I am using the maxi version, although there is also a mini version, which is going to be about the same size as dog meat, obviously the maxi version being quite a bit larger. The dog itself is basically a robotic beast. It could take down almost every enemy in one shot, and although the maxi version doesn't show it as well, the mini version especially has a lot of really cool animations, like it'll run through an enemy's legs and then jump on his back and slit his throat. He'll just jump up and slit his throat, or he'll tackle him and then slit his throat. I think I just realized how violent Fallout 4 mods are. All of that being said, it is definitely a much more competent and relevant companion as compared to that of dog meat. It does have some really good carry weight because, you know, it's a robot. And all around, I actually really enjoyed my time with Panzerhund. It's a very menacing yet kind of fun companion. When he's like rolling around or he pulls a teddy bear out and starts to chew on it, it's just kind of homey. I don't know, it's a cute little puppy at the same time as a killing machine. Did you feel that Starlight Drive-In was kind of a pointless settlement? You have this massive projector screen, yet it doesn't work. You can't actually watch any movies on it or anything like that. Well, Starlight Cinema will fix that for you. You could kick back with your dog at your side and just watch some good movies. Actually, you could watch two different movies. Creatures of the Deep or Tales from the Old West. When you download the mod, you can basically pick one of the two versions. If you spend a lot of time at Starlight, this is definitely a cool mod to have. It is just going to be a projected movie on the screen. You could actually go back up to the projector and see where the lights are coming out of and everything. It's a good way to kick back and relax after a long day of scavenging. With all that being said, projectors get expensive. You have to pay for the power bill, or do you? Solar panels adds in some really good looking solar panels to the game. They'll provide varying degrees of power, one of them providing 5 power and one of them providing 3 power. It's for those of us out there that don't want to be burning all the fossil fuels and actually want to just use some of that sun energy. The panels themselves are actually really high quality. I was kind of surprised with how well they came out. I thought the mod was cool in principle, but then it's a nice little added addition to have the panels look so sharp. They do function like any other generator in the game. Going forward, it'd be kind of cool to actually see them only work during the day. I think a way you could do that is say only from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. will it actually be generating power, and then after that they get switched off. I don't know, that kind of seems weird, but that would be a cool version of the mod to have. Well, now that you have a movie to watch and some way to power that movie, how about some meals for that? Modular Kitchen is a really cool mod that adds in, as you may have guessed, a modular kitchen. I personally think this mod will be best used if you're using one of those mods like Homemaker or Snap and Build or something like that. Basically, it adds in some corner pieces and some cabinets, upper cabinets, etc., but everything snaps right in. So when you place down the corner cabinets and like kind of the prefabs, you'll notice that there's some empty spots. You could choose between a bunch of different fridges, sinks, and stoves, and then place them in there. There's actually a lot of detail with this mod, so you could actually put pans with kind of cooking food on the stove, and again, it all snaps right on, so it'll go right on the heater. There's also some dishes to wash and a few towels here and there. It's a really cool mod, especially for those of you who are using some of those other home mods to really make your settlement feel like a real place to call home. NPCs Travel is a really good mod for your regular playthrough or your survival playthrough. It's really hard to make a video about this mod due to the nature of it. Basically, what it adds in is a plethora of NPCs that are going to travel through the Commonwealth. These range from people like hunters, so it'll be a few guys with guns and a dog, or some adventurers, which will just be a few guys, or on the other side of things, you have some mercenary squads and some Brotherhood of Steel patrols, some Minutemen patrols. There'll also be some miscellaneous traders just wandering about with some doctors with with them so they could actually heal you. With this mod installed, it'll breathe a lot of new life into the Commonwealth. As you're traveling from point A to point B, you might encounter a few people, and unlike some other mods out there like War of the Commonwealth, they won't necessarily attack you. It'll simply be a few other wanderers just trying to get from point A to point B. Or it'll be a gunner death squad that absolutely decimates you. Fortunately, all of that's adjustable by an in-game config. The M2045 Magnum Revolver rifle, and yes, that is a huge mouthful. What this mod adds in is a very lore-friendly rifle kind of revolver thing to the game. It's a very odd crossover between the two. Basically, the lore behind it is it's meant to be used by those in power armor against those in other power armor. It was made before the war, but wasn't really that practical until the onset of power armor after the war. Today, a lot of Brotherhood of Steel will spawn with it, or you could find it around the map. The gun itself does look really good. It's a very well balanced mod. Although it doesn't have a ton of customization options, it has enough to keep you interested. What this really is a really polished and unique weapon mod. It's different than just your normal handgun or your normal rifle, and at the same time it's very well balanced, and all the attachments it does have do function perfectly, and there's real no issues here. It's a good weapon to download to spice up the Commonwealth a little bit and give your enemies, the Brotherhood, some new weaponry. Vault Explorer. What this mod is a clothing mashup. It's basically taking things from other clothing or armor mods out there and putting them together into one. And that is the Vault Explorer armor or costume or whatever you want to call it. For that reason, it really is a high quality mod. All the textures and modeling on this do look really good, but again, they were made by a plethora of different people. I'm only listing one mod author because he's the one that compiled all this, but if you go on the mod page, you'll see all the other people and how they were involved in this project. It being a mashup aside, I think the armor itself does look really good. It's a nice crossover between your typical vault suit, but also making it a little bit more casual. And one of the reasons I really like this armor is it's not super slooty. It's more scandalous. You don't have full-on massive cleavage, but there is that slight amount if that's what you're going for. I also like armor mods that have that Vault 111 pride. I think it's a cool way to implement things into the game, and all around, this armor just looks really nice for those female characters out there. Last but not least, we have the KnightPowerArmor. This is one of the cooler power armors released recently. It adds in a really nice looking knight armor to the game, as well as a mace for you to use with your knight armor. I didn't realize how good this would look as a power armor until someone made it. Now I kind of want to see more knight armors. I'd love to see some other like plate looking knight armors and maybe even a horse, although I have a feeling that's a long way out. The armor itself is really high quality. The textures and model are really strong, as well as the weapon is very fitting. I think a lot of people wanted to see more weapons, maybe a giant claymore or something, but a mace is very powerful and it kind of fits in with the power armor theme. I'm really excited to see where this goes in the future. I really like this armor, and I think some cool paint jobs or something like that for it would look nice, as well as a different helmet. I know not everyone's going to be into the chef hat helmet, although it grew on me. Other people had different opinions. That's pretty much it for this week, guys, though. I do hope you enjoyed. Again, if you did, consider subscribing. But with that, I thank you all for watching and hope to see you all next time. Later.